This is the team of Island Air. Every day, they risk everything. The Kodiak Peaks and wicked seas make the island the world's most treacherous place to fly. These are the tales of Alaska's ultimate bush pilots.
Ready?
During the wintertime on Kodiak Island, the days become shorter and the weather colder.
And you already warmed it up, right?
Island Air's schedule calms down and the team settles in to a daily routine.
You want me to go or you go ahead? All right.
Nice to meet you.
As the holiday season approaches, their focus turns to delivering mail, groceries, and presents.
Hi, Emily. Good morning.
Hi, Christian.
Today, they're bringing a very special Christmas present to a family in remote Kodiak.
Can I
His
hold
name
the
is
puppy?
Ruger.
Ruger.
Yep.
Hi, Ruger. Piper is jealous. If you can go get him in his kennel and get him ready for the flight, that would be great.
Sure.
Peter will take Ruger on his first flight. They're heading about a half-hour northwest to a lodge on Uganic Bay.
We fly a lot of unusual animals, goats, bears have been flown around here, chickens. I'm not a fan of flying chickens, snakes.
I flew a wounded bald eagle in a dog crate once. We're shipping anything that we can fit in the airplane and keep within weight.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can I chew on it?
Holidays, you know, we like to stop and give a few presents, and, you know, we're kind of the Santa sleigh.
I've seen entire planes loaded with Christmas presents, and then it's pretty fun.
It's fun to go to each village and have 20 cars pull up to your plane, you know, spend 10 minutes handing out boxes to everybody. Feels good.
Island Air spreads a little extra holiday cheer to its frequent flyers.
These gifts are for Larry Carroll. He is down at Kodiak Adventures Lodge. Peter's gonna deliver them.
Peter will take the gifts to Kaluta Bay, about 43 miles southwest of the basin.
Island Air, 1 kilos off for Kaluta Bay.
Roger, Peter. We'll see you later.
We run a lodge business, and we rely very heavily on bush pilots because there's no other way in or out.
Hey guys, how you been?
Pretty good, Peter.
Pretty good. Here, we got some stuff from Island Air for you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks.
We got something for you. That's your usual treat you get when you come in.
I always love coming here.
One for Emily.
I can't promise that'll make it all the way back to town.
And those are for you for Christmas.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Both longtime Kodiak residents, Bob and Larry have worked together for years.
We have a great relationship with Bob and his whole family. That's why we work with Island Air. I trust that.
A few years ago, that trust was put to the test.
We were trying to make it out for a funeral, and we were looking at the weather. It was a little dicey, but you know, Bob said, yeah, you know, if we can get you out here in the next 2-3 hours, it's still pretty good. They're calling for winds to pick up later in the afternoon. Bob came in, decided to come in on a beaver because he thought it was a little risky to take the 206. He got here. The winds had picked up. It was one of those situations where it was getting worse rapidly. So we loaded the plane, we got in, we got out around the bay, and we hit 60, 65 mile an hour headwinds. And we hit those winds head on, and the plane almost seemed like it just stopped in midair. 1 minute you're okay, and the next minute the plane is free falling. It just dropped.
When bad weather hits Kodiak Island, it hits with a vengeance.
We've had record amounts of rain. There's so many changing conditions. It's thunderstorms, icing. It's really more up to you as the pilot. You have to develop your options and your outs.
Larry Carroll has a deep respect for the island's bush pilots.
To be a pilot on Kodiak takes some nerves of steel sometimes. I've been in some nasty weather where it closed in on us and you're halfway through the flight and you can see the pilot scrambling.
A couple of years ago, he had a terrifying experience with Kodiak's harrowing weather.
We were trying to make it out for a funeral. The winds had picked up and it was raining, and Bob decided to come in on a beaver. We got out around the bay and we hit 60, 65 mile an hour headwinds. It just dropped. That plane fell 400 or 500 feet. You see that ground coming up really fast, and Bob is doing everything he can to get control of the plane. You're at God's mercy at that point. And it was just like a roller coaster. Your stomach goes back down. The nose comes up on that plane and we start climbing again. He pulled it back up, got us back up where we were supposed to be. And Bob had this look on his face like he had just cheated death. We hit that dock. Bob tied that plane up permanently for the night, looked at us and said, man, if we'd have been in a 206, he said, we'd have been in the drink. We wouldn't have survived that. That was just like an epiphany, like, thank God I got a great pilot and a great plane.
First flown in 1947, the Beaver's rugged versatility made it popular with militaries around the globe.
If you're looking for a workhorse, if you're looking for something that runs day in, day out, the Beaver. Most of these Beavers are, 1952, 1954. When was the last time you saw a 54 Chevy on the road?
The plane's production ceased in 1967. Today, a refurbished Beaver is worth well over $500,000.
The Beaver, it's just built tough. It's simple, very strong, and that's why we still use them today.
But like any machine, the plane requires regular maintenance.
So every 100 hours, when you're working an airplane for hire, you got to pull it out to do a 100-hour inspection. We're about to pull 4.7 kilo out of the water. Bob's going to back a trailer in, and we're going to pull it up onto a trailer out of the water, just like you pull a boat out of the water.
Usually, pulling the Beaver out of the water is routine.
Island Air Maintenance, commercial ramp to Crash Boat Harbor.
But with a severe storm fast approaching the island, this may prove to be a daunting task.
It just gets more difficult to pull it when the weather comes up.
This wind's really big.
What's interesting, the wind's coming around that point. It should be pointing out, but it's actually spinning him around.
When sitting untethered on the water, float planes are at their most vulnerable to high winds. The extraction will not be easy.
I tell you right now, I'm gonna get wet. You're gonna want to keep spinning.
Yeah, but if we can get me just out to where I'm not floating, it's gonna be fine.
I think if you untie it right now, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
And then I might back in further and then out. Just start it.
Starting the Beaver's engine might give the plane enough momentum to get out. Bob's pickup doesn't have enough traction to pull the plane. If the beaver drags him into the water, the truck will be trashed.
$400,000 airplane, $15,000 truck. There was no doubt in my mind I'm backing that truck in as far as I have to. Go, go, go!
Bob and Peter are attempting to get the beaver out of the water for an inspection. But strong winds from a storm front are making the task difficult. Bob's truck is struggling to pull the 3,000-pound plane.
You can't just stop. Tides are moving, wind's gonna get worse.
Peter decides to kill the plane's engine and try a more hands-on approach.
Start it up, Pete.
Go, go, go! There's your drama for today. The winds were the worst they could be. They were exactly opposite of what we needed.
Mission accomplished, but not without a battle scar.
He saved me.
Yeah.
Of course, he's bleeding all over everywhere, but
That's twice you're
marking a good chief pilot. Were you bleeding?
Oh, just on my finger.
Hey, take one for the
Yeah.
team.
For the job.
Now, they must get the plane with a 50-foot wingspan into the hangar.
Anytime you're moving an aircraft, you want people on the wings to make sure the wings don't hit, the tail doesn't hit.
Straight back, just like you're coming. Gotta start turning. Hard over. You're gonna hit. Whoa! How's the wing for... I need to check that wing. Okay, it won't hit, right? You just stay on that wing. You're in.
With the Beaver finally in the hangar, Director of Maintenance Adam Lutz now takes over with the critical job of inspecting the plane.
We look at the engine, the airframe, propeller. We go through it from tip to tip. During 100-hour inspections, we've found some pretty bad stuff from time to time. You know, it doesn't happen all that often, but number one priority is keeping the plane safe and keeping them flying.
The slow season is also a time for pilots to do a little mental maintenance.
We're gonna go up to Seal Bay up on the Fognac and go hunting, hopefully shoot up some ducks. Done a lot of deer hunting and a lot of other hunting, but we're kind of new at the duck hunting, so this will be an experience for us. I'm definitely gonna shoot more.
Eric's gonna miss them all.
Peter and Eric will travel to Phoenix Bay, 43 miles north of the basin.
All right, let's go hunt.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah, good to see you.
Been a while.
Hunting guide Luke Randall from the Afognak Wilderness Lodge will accompany Peter and Eric on their duck hunt.
Running a wilderness lodge out here, we're very dependent on island air. And so having good pilots like Eric and Peter and Bob is huge for us because the reliability and the safety, we know our hunters are in good hands.
Hopefully we'll go get a bunch of quackers for you today.
Yeah, go whack some ducks.
Yeah.
I think they'll do pretty good. I know they got the hand-eye coordination down, being pilots.
Plane should be good to leave it right here, Luke.
No problem.
Sounds good. I'll drive.
All right, perfect.
So is December usually the best time for duck hunting up here?
Yeah, if it gets cold in early November, then it's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here you go. So I'll drop you off right on the point. As soon as you fire your first round, it's gonna spook a lot of them that are up in the bay, and then they'll start flying.
This is gonna be insane.
Yeah, he said this is the hot spot. We'll give it a shot.
All right, the ducks are gonna be coming straight at us.
All right, we're ready.
Here they come. Give it to them.
Dude, your shells freaking hit me in the face. Man, we suck at this.
Yeah.
While Eric and Peter warm up their trigger fingers, Bob is heading out on his own adventure.
Frank Bishop is a master guide in this area. Today we're going to go out and find a buffalo.
My family and another family own about somewhere around 500 head of buffalo. They're open range animals, they're not fenced. Let's go now.
We're ready.
Frank's bison hunting grounds are in Pasag, 24 miles south of Island Air.
Well, what a day, huh? Surprised there's no bear on that whale right now.
Something's been eating on it.
Yeah, there's bears all over Kodiak, and they can be very dangerous. But with a little bit of common sense, you can make things a whole lot easier. Hey, look at this. What's going on here? We better be a little bit careful, because there has been a bear here.
This is their environment. And they live from one end of this island. Yeah, they're right in town here. So I carry my gun if I'm out.
It's common sense to be bear aware anywhere on the island, especially when bringing down a bison.
Go up on the hill here, just past those trees up there, there's an opening, and there's usually a pretty good herd in there. All right, let's sneak right up here.
Bison were first brought to the island in the 1990s, after ranchers got tired of losing dozens of cattle every year to the island's enormous brown bears. Bison are better able to hold their own in this wild country.
There's a good bull right there, though. All right, okay.
So which?
He's right there in the middle, Bob. Just wait till he gets in the open. Okay, all right.
Okay, he stopped right there.
Right.
Some Kodiak residents mourn the loss of summer. For Island Air, winter is a welcome respite. Their schedule slows down, and they have time to enjoy all that Kodiak has to offer.
Well, what a day, huh?
Today, Bob is hunting bison with guide and longtime friend Frank Bishop.
He's right there in the middle, Bob. Just wait till he gets in the open. Okay, all right.
Okay, he stopped right
Okay,
there.
right. All right, good shot, good shot.
Down. You know, I still get excited. Adrenaline was flowing pretty good. One shot, boom, down.
All right, that's, you just put 450 pounds of meat in your freezer. Now the work starts, buddy.
You know, I spend so much of my time flying other hunters and fishermen, and so a day like today where I can get out and honestly just enjoy the quiet, the outdoors. Oh yeah, it's soul filling. It's this is why I'm here. That will fill the freezer.
You're right.
Let's go get the equipment. Let's get it dressed out.
All right.
Hopefully, Peter and Eric are having the same luck with their hunt.
You guys still did good, all in all. I mean, you should see some of my professional duck hunters.
Good job.
Yeah.
I do enjoy getting out and going hunting. You know, just see some new land where you're not going to see anybody else. Just this constant adventure is.
The winter months mean rest and relaxation for the entire Island Air team.
January, February, March, it slows way down. You know, the whole heartbeat of the island's very slow.
Everyone knows how they want to spend their upcoming downtime.
I get longer naps in the afternoon. That's what I get.
Some focus on work.
We had a real busy summer, and now we're working on getting some more planes online, and we're already looking forward to next summer.
Some on improving their skills.
It'll probably take about 2 months to train up in the float plane, so I'll be up to speed by spring.
some on their social life.
We'll have bonfires at the beach or go and visit the local brewery. We have good times.
Some on trips.
Now's the time of year where people are going to start taking vacations and going and warming up and thawing out. And it's amazing how just a day or two off the rock will make you want to be right back here.
Some on adventures.
So I've got a big trip planned in March. I'm going to try to fly the Iditarod with a couple of friends and go hang out and see what that's like.
And some just want to relax.
After our summer schedule, we all need some kind of a rest. I just tell people that it's our time to hibernate.
As Kodiak settles in for the long winter, Bob Stanford will stay busy, flying necessities around the island.
Kilo is about a mile short of left Cape.
Slowing down is not in his nature.
I don't think my bucket will ever be full. There's always something new. But as I get older, my list of items, they change. If you can survive this long enough, you get a little different perspectives. It's a lot wider angle lens, so.
Only plane in the world you can hang your elbow out the window.
When I get to the old folks' home, there'll be plenty of stories. That's what this job has given me. That's been the beauty of it. It's every day is different. Still is.